Hello everyone, thank you for listening and watching. My name is Nefertiti and you can find my information in the description box below. In this video, I'm going to discuss the energy of the Scorpio new moon, which is exact on November 4th, 2021 at 2:14 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. New moons in general are about planning, right? Planting seeds of creation, setting intentions, and it's best to set the intentions in the area of your chart where the Scorpio new moon is transiting. And I always suggest using affirmations for intentions, right? Be sure that they're positive and present tense and to the point. You don't want your affirmations to be too long, because you want it to be something that you can remember, something that can be easily impressed upon your subconscious mind. Scorpio energy is deep, intense, and passionate, right? We all know Scorpios like to fuck. Scorpios don't like to play games either in love unless they're winning. Anyway, I always say that a Scorpio or a Gemini, they're most likely to murder you, right? And then go to the grocery store right after. So let me know if you can relate to that. I just know that the Geminis and the Scorpios that I've known, like on a personal level, it's kind of like you don't really want to cross them. But anyways, this new moon is opposite to rebel Uranus. So there will definitely be some chaos, some sudden changes and unexpected events that will ultimately bring a deeper awareness to a bigger issue perhaps that needs to be addressed, or this could be the breakthrough that you've been waiting for. It all depends, right? This new moon is very karmic, because it is in Scorpio. It is during the fall season. This is harvest time. The last three new moons were, in fact, square to Uranus. So we've been in this energy of change and shift for a while. Some people are more sensitive to the energies than others, like myself. I just notice I'm more aware of people when they're carrying a lot of density. Like I've been, just in the presence of strangers, like if their energy is really, really heavy, if they're dealing with some major life issues, I can feel it, right? And sometimes they're even projecting this negativity out, which to a certain degree is understandable. I mean, they're going through some shit, right? I mean, we're not at our best, right? We're not, as happy-go-lucky as we could be. It's definitely a choice when we're going through things, and a lot of people are going through things right now. There's a lot of people getting karma, bad karma. I mean, this is crazy. I've never seen a time, I would say maybe since 2018, like we've had just some really interesting things happening in the world. And I've heard stories of things happening in people's personal lives to people that I'm going to say deserve it, right? When it comes to negative karma, these people deserve to go through what they're going through. But in the grand scheme of things, we all have to go through our karmic cycles. But I'm just kind of noticing that. That's just my observation. Anyways, getting back to the new moon, Saturn is square to Uranus all year. And we know that this energy has been with us for a while. We know what needs to be changed. For some of us, these changes are being forced upon us, right? It's like sink or swim, barbecue or mildew. I mean, some of us have gone through the same karmic cycles over and over and over again. And the universe is basically saying, time she's up. Okay? It's time for you to get the lesson. And we're going to make sure that you do. We're going to create circumstances and situations where you have no choice but to learn, you're not going to stay stuck. I mean, that's just the energy I'm feeling, Either you're going to move further down the abyss or you're going to continue to move forward and grow, but you're not going to stay stagnant. That's just the message I'm getting from the universe, right? We've got to start moving. And if that means some of us have to move backwards, then so be it. Right? Because if we're still fucking up right now, then chances are we didn't get a lesson a while back. So we need to go back for some review and figure out where we made a wrong turn, where we could have, done things a little bit differently, and then we can continue to move forward. But again, it's always a choice, right? So we have a choice, and when I say that, I mean we have a choice as to how we choose to deal with what is presented to us. In other words, we're being tested a lot right now. This Scorpio Uranus energy speaks to the human spirit wanting to be free, right? We should all strive to be individualized expressions of the whole. This new moon could also be about some of us getting unexpected rewards, as I mentioned, blessings that blow our mind. Mercury is sextile to lover Venus as well, so this should soften the blow, perhaps, for some of the changes. But again, it all depends on how everything is aspected, and it all depends on what your current karmic debt is, right? Or if you have karmic rewards coming to you in love and money, right? Especially with Venus here. But this is about the saying, if you know better, then do better, right? If you know love, then be love. That's the karmic theme of this Scorpio new moon, among other things. If you're not out here doing stupid stuff, if you're not out here, on the fuck shit, then this new moon will bring in sweet lessons and perhaps sweet revenge. But remember that the best revenge is always massive success. What did Beyonce say? Always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper, right? I've been hearing Spirit say over and over again, just wait, just wait. And these cards have been coming out too. They've been saying waiting. I've been getting a lot of Three of Wands energy coming out. I've also been seeing the numbers 555, 84, and 113. All of these numbers are about change and shift, and 84 and 113 are very karmic, right? 84 relates typically to a career cycle that needs to close out, and 113 is connected to sudden shifts, right? Those karmic upheavals, those things that happen which set our life in a different direction, right? And we all know what 555 means, change. That could be positive or negative. Typically 555 is positive though. It could be challenging, but it's usually a positive change. But if lots of people are nervous and impatient with this energy as well. I mean, with Uranus, right? That's just what it is. And again, if you're on the wrong side of Karma Street, I know you can feel this, right? Especially with Venus Uranus. I mean, it is what it is. With all that being said regarding the intensity of this Scorpio new moon, let's talk about grounding, because I feel like this is going to be our saving grace with navigating this major shift type vibe I'm getting with this Scorpio new moon. Grounding is the practice that connects your body to the earth and brings physical and emotional balance to your entire system, right? Grounding helps you to feel strong, feel connected, feel safe, feel aware, present, all of the good things. When energy is chaotic, especially, right? And if you've been doing a lot of spiritual work on yourself, a lot of shadow work, maybe you've gone through a major life change recently. I know a lot of people are experiencing psychic attack right now. And this is general for this time of year, right? Because it's very karmic. This is harvest time. So people do reap what they sow, right? And this is on an energetic level too. But when we're talking about grounding, again, when you've gone through any type of major energetic change, it can make you incredibly ungrounded, okay? So it's important to have a healthy root chakra. That's where grounding takes place, right? The root chakra is located at the base of the spine, and it resonates with the color red. Using crystals is an easy way to get grounded. You can carry root chakra stones or grounding crystals, right? All root chakra stones are grounding, but not all grounding stones are root chakra stones, if that makes sense. So find one that resonates with you. But again, this is an easy way to feel grounded, feel connected. Make sure that you're cleansing and charging your crystals on a regular basis. But I'm going to talk to you about 5 other easy ways to be grounded, right? These are things you can do every day. So the first one is walking barefoot on the earth, of course. This is the cheapest way because it's free and it's going to get you that direct connection, right? So that you can release and ground negative energy down into the earth. So I recommend everybody do this at least 5 minutes every day if you can. But if not, you can try one of these other options. The second is to listen to or meditate to 174 hertz or 285 hertz. Shamanic drumming is also very good for putting you in that feeling, that state of being grounded, being connected. And again, you can do this during meditation. You can do this while you're relaxing, maybe while you're cleaning your home. That's a very grounding thing to do. I would not recommend listening to any type of sound healing while you're driving or operating heavy machinery. I would not suggest that. The third easy way to get grounded is to eat more root vegetables, potatoes, carrots, anything that grows out of the ground. The substance of the vegetable or the fruit itself is from the ground. Okay, so like tomatoes or anything red, strawberries, turnips. So one thing that I really like to suggest to people, because it's really easy to do, is the Mary Minnie McDougall diet. Now, this is a plant-based diet. It is vegan, but it's only 7 days and it's very simple to follow. The ingredients are very simple. The instructions are very simple, and it's definitely going to make you feel more grounded. It's going to help to reset your nutritional system as well. So lots of benefits. I'm going to put a link below, but I highly recommend you look into that if it interests you. The fourth tip to getting and staying grounded is to take a long walk. And I mean a long walk, right? At least 10,000 steps. That's going to really get you that grounding. That's going to get you into that state, right? That meditative state. And again, this is just a suggestion. So that's going to be about 3 to 5 miles. But, you know, and it sounds like a long way, but it's not far. You know, I mean, it'll take, if you're not accustomed to walking that far, of course, it's going to take some getting used to. But I remember I used to walk 6 miles a day. And before I had my son, I was running 8, 10, 12 miles every single day. So your body will get accustomed to it, okay? And it's very, very good for you. There's other benefits too. It's going to help you to think. It's going to, of course, get you in good physical shape as well. So long walks, highly, highly recommended. And the fifth suggestion is to get a grounding mat. I personally love my grounding mat. I live on the 2nd floor, so I will use it while I'm practicing my yoga. But a grounding mat is good for anyone that does not, you know, can't get outside barefoot, or, you know, doesn't really have any interest in any of the other options. You know, grounding mats are very good. They're very cheap too. They're under $30. And all you got to do is plug it in and sit on it for, you know, 30, 45 minutes a day. That's what's suggested. And you can use this, you know, during your meditation practice, but you can also use it while you're just sitting on the couch. Some people like to sleep on grounding mats. I would not suggest that you do anything that interrupts your sleep cycle. I know a lot of like healing modalities will use sleep, you know, like sleep training, sleep hypnosis, and like all these different things that you can do while you sleep. That's a very important bodily function, bodily operation. And this is just my personal opinion. I don't think that you should further complicate that, because a lot of things happen when you're sleeping. A lot of detox, you know, a lot of just things that we need to happen. And I think adding to that or trying to interrupt that process could be very detrimental in the long run. So I don't recommend it. And I can say that from experience because I've tried it and I didn't see any benefit with any type of sleep training program outside of, I'll say I didn't see any benefit above the regular programs that you would study during the day when you're awake. So Again, take that if it resonates. But yeah, I hope this information was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Let's get on to the energy readings. I've provided 3 here for you to choose from. And you can pause the video and see which one resonates with you. And you may be connecting to more than one reading. These energies will cover the next 2 weeks to the full moon. So again, thank you so much for listening and watching. Have a wonderful Scorpio new moon. Namaste. Hello, group number 1. Those of you drawn to Sea Urchin. Sea Urchin, he, I refer to him as a he, doesn't show up that often in my readings. But with the other energies here, from the Hermetic Tarot, the Knight of Cups, and the Last Judgment reversed, I feel like this is related to a love situation. When Sea Urchin does show up, it typically means a love situation that is a little tricky, right? There's some defenses, some guards up, there's some boundaries, right? So from the triggers and towers, we have people pleaser, and then from self-love and empowerment, we have I trust God. And the angel number is 1213, and from the 48 laws of power, number 10, right? And the crystal is Vesuvianite. It's also called Idolcrace. So, like I mentioned, this could be a love situation, but this could also be about the universe calling judgment on somebody that's been a player, somebody that's been a Casanova, kind of a Prince Charming, flighty, in and out energy, you know, making little small offers, spreading their little cup all over town. This new moon in Scorpio is very karmic, right? We all know what goes around comes around. So again, with this judgment in reverse, I always see that as the universe stepping in, right? There's definitely a karmic element to this. You know, people that are players or call themselves, you know, whatever the fuck they want to call themselves, they like to play mind games, right? Could be a male or a female, right? They're will say what they need to say. They're people pleasers, just like it says, right? A real player will say whatever he needs to say or she needs to say to get what she wants. They don't care about lying to people. They don't care about deceiving people, right? They've got their armor on. As far as they're concerned, they're not letting you see who they really are or letting you in. They're not revealing their true feelings. But what happens is you start to not trust people the more and more you connect to people like this, right? Because that's the whole thing. They violate your trust with their deception, with their coming in with all the charisma and everything, but not really backing up what they say. When we're ascending, when we're going through awakening, there's going to be tests for sure. Some tests are orchestrated by God, and then there are those quote unquote karmic traps set by the energies that have other agendas for us. So if this is you, it could be that you're going through a test where you're required to trust God more and trust people less. So apply that to your situation accordingly, okay? People pleasing can get you in a lot of trouble. You lose your identity when you people please, and it teaches people how to treat you, because people know when you're trying to get over on them. Now, how they respond depends on what their agenda is, but people know when somebody is kind of a pushover, when they're just trying to be loved. So be mindful of that, right? Love yourself first. Angel number 1213 is a positive thinking number. It also confirms the Trust God card here. No matter what's going on, you get to decide how you feel. Whether this is in a love situation, or perhaps you're going through some sort of spiritual awakening, dark night of the soul. Perhaps you are going through karma because of some things you've done to past lovers. Maybe your player ways finally caught up with you, and you could have met someone just like you. That's usually how the universe orchestrates that, right? They bring somebody into your life that's going to mirror you, that's going to treat you the way that you've been treating other people. So again, take that if it resonates. But I'm getting a strong message here that you just need to speak your truth. Be in your true power. Trust God and trust your intuition, because not everybody is on your side. And again, with the Knight of Cups here and Judgment reversed, this could be someone that's been hurt, right? This could be why, somebody's a player or you're a player. It's because you've gotten your heart broken. So you decided you're not doing that anymore. You're just going to be out here with multiple partners so that nobody gets too close. And that's not the answer either, because now you're creating a lot of karmic debt and you're not really growing. You're not healing. You're just moving from one situation to the next, kind of trying to avoid your karma, which you can't do. But what God has for you is for you, right? So if this is about a spiritual journey and people pleasing, remember that not everybody's supposed to understand your goals, your dreams, your vision. You shouldn't tell everybody. You should be more guarded with that, with your cup, right? When it comes to that, if this is in relation to your healing or some type of major life change you're trying to make, not everybody needs to know what you're doing, right? Some things are between you and God, at least for the time being, until you get a better understanding of what you're needing to do, until you get a good solid grounding and understanding of your mission. With the 48 laws of power, number 10 here, infection, avoid the unhappy and unlucky. Remember that misery loves company. And like I said, not everybody's going to support you. In fact, some people are actively looking for dreamers so that they can just squash them. Right? I mean, that's a part of the energy. That's just this planet, the polarity. There are entities that do not want to see you succeed, don't want to see you grow. People who are perpetually miserable spread misery like an infection, and they'll drown you in it. And one thing that I heard Mystic Beauty say on her channel, I'm sure some of y'all watch her, got me really to thinking, like we have people in our lives that always seem to be going through something, right? They're never at peace. There's always some sort of tragedy going on, some sort of just bullshit, drama, whatever. And she mentioned that these people are probably going through karma. Right. And so, I mean, it's one thing to support people, but it's another to get caught up in somebody else's mess. So we need to avoid people that are going through karmic lessons. We don't need to interfere, right? We need to guard ourselves. We need to protect our energy. And the same goes for associating with happy people, right? We need to seek these people out according to the 48 laws of power number 10, right? Seek out happy people. And it's time for you to call judgment on naysayers, on people that are, again, looking to discredit you, looking to take shots at your character, looking to really just not see you grow because for whatever reason they've decided that you are and you intimidate them, and I find that interesting that people do that. Like, you can't stop somebody from doing what they're meant to do. You really shouldn't try to play God in somebody's life. I mean, it's not a good look, right? Sea urchin is an animal of shadow work, right? Like the Knight of Wands and the Scorpio energy, sea urchin represents defense, protection, possibly deception, okay? It's funny because sea urchins like to quote unquote eat and go, like Scorpio energy. I'm going to leave that there. This could be you or somebody else's energy, all right? Sea urchin is also about examining your inner world for toxicity. Okay, Scorpio energy, in my opinion, can be the most toxic when they're in their shadow because they rule death. So, this is why this is a great time for shadow work, for really going deep. Some people get sad and down this time of year when really, what if you just decided to accept that's the energy, right? I'm not talking about just accepting sadness, but accepting that, you're in your shadow most of the time this year. Like, this is a time for you to examine that. The universe is providing us with this time to examine the things that are dead and dying. Really look at them and get rid of them, release them so that we can bring in the new. Vesuvianite or idocrase is a heart chakra and solar plexus chakra stone of spiritual growth. It's also a great stone for taming the ego and getting out of that people-pleasing energy. So I mentioned in my last video, when it comes to ego, we need our ego, right? Our ego is the entryway to our boundaries, right? Our ego kind of helps us to remember that we are on some level separate from everyone else, meaning that we're not responsible for other people's energies and burdens, and especially as empaths, we don't take on other people's negative energy, okay? So the ego is important in that regard. Vesuvianite will help you to follow your heart and trust God. It also helps you to release old low vibrational patterns that keep you fearful, keep you guarded, keep you afraid, keep you in that judgment in reverse energy, right? Going through cycles that just get worse and worse. And like Scorpio energy, Vesuvianite will help you to see what's hidden. It will reveal to you what is keeping you stuck so that you can do something about it. All right? I hope this video was helpful for you. This reading was helpful. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to speaking to you again really soon. Have a wonderful Scorpio new moon. Namaste. Hello, group number 2, those of you drawn to ostrich. There's a strong message here of spiritual protection, whether that's needed or, we're all, I feel like the people that are listening to this, that you're protected, but I feel like this is protection from yourself, protection from your own self-sabotaging behavior, right? Which ultimately gets you caught up in other people's self-sabotage. That's just how it works. So, like ostrich, do you have your head buried in the sand in shame, or does someone else? Are you in denial about something? There's definitely the energy here for denial and blame, which is a part of Scorpio's energy, right? Scorpio can play victim. Scorpio can be highly sensitive. Ostrich is confirming that you need to surrender a situation and allow your emotions to be cleansed with this watery Scorpio energy and let it go deep. So this could be related to a love situation, because we do have the Two of Cups here. But this could be about, some indecision, or maybe somebody made a bad choice, because I'm also feeling the energy of a fake ass apology, right? You know what song is playing in my head? It's too late to apologize. It's too late. For somebody, it's too late to apologize, right? And sometimes ostrich will show up when you are possibly connecting to somebody that's trying to cling to you in a codependent way, but in a really harmful, extremely depleting way, like constant psychic attack. Again, if you look at the spiritual union card, these two people look like their brains are merging, right? And Scorpio energy can be very clingy, and it's shadow energy, and very insecure. Ostrich also shows up when there's some emotional cleansing, like I mentioned, some deep emotional cleansing, right? Again, with this self-sabotage card here, I feel like this is definitely could be an empath narcissist situation, right? The empath is doing everything to try to keep the love alive, try to keep the connection going, and the narcissist is just sabotaging it, tearing it down, because they're not wanting to acknowledge their feelings. They're really just wanting to deplete, to kill, steal, and destroy. They're not trying to have balance and equal give and take, right? Conflict and stirring up the waters is one way, again, that people get into your energy to steal it. So be mindful of that. It takes two to fight, okay? Don't sabotage yourself in that way. If you know you're dealing with somebody that's a narcissist, if you know you're dealing with somebody that likes to play victim, that's apologized several times, don't get caught up in that energy, right? I feel like the universe is calling time on that for you. Ostrich says, let go and let God. We can only protect ourselves. We cannot and will not ever be God in someone else's life, and neither will anybody be in your life. And I feel like that's what narcissists try to do. They try to play God in somebody's life. What kind of stupid shit is that, right? I mean, if you think about it, like, you're dumb. Anyways, like I said, for some people, this could be about love and an apology wanting to come through, but you're like, no. And whenever I see this particular Three of Wands card from the Psychic Tarot deck, it always reminds me of somebody that, thought they were big shit, somebody that thought they were the Dawn, right? And now their ass is upside down trying to apologize because maybe they dealt with somebody that wasn't tolerating them, right? Maybe that's you. You're not putting up with that garbage from them. Right? No, you're not going to manipulate me. You're not going to make me feel shameful or bring me down because you don't want to do your healing work, right? But with the Scorpio energy, we're all facing our shadow. I mean, that's just what it is, right? This could be you too, not apologizing, for who you are. Not letting people get in your head and make you feel like you can't trust yourself, making you feel weak, right? You are strong. If nobody else tells you, I'm telling you, you're strong, right? And maybe there were some wrong choices made by you or by somebody else. Definitely with the self-sabotage here. Maybe these mistakes were made over and over again. So you have a choice. Do you move forward or do you stay stuck in this cycle? Right? You need to do something different because a new cycle is trying to come in. Scorpio is the sign of death and rebirth. So it's time to do something new, right? Because something is definitely not working at all here. With these two cards in reverse, self-sabotage. I mean, this is just a lot of something not working and people trying to make it work. I mean, maybe there's two people here that are trying to stay connected because of sex, or, there's just some control issues here. I don't know, but something is not growing. This could be a failed long distance relationship too, a relationship that is just not able to get grounded, right? Because they live too far. This could also be about a relationship that is failing, right? Due to distance. And this could be emotional distance. Because again, somebody's trying to be controlling, trying to be a narcissist. So they're withholding emotion, right? Number 513 is a spiritual support number. Your spirit team does support your efforts to change your life, to change your relationship patterns. They're ready and willing to give you the strength you need to stop sabotaging yourself and to stop apologizing for who you are and to stop accepting fake ass apologies that are not going to end well. If you take this person back, if it's one thing to forgive people, but you need to forgive some people and release them because they've decided that's who they want to be. And again, you're not God in their life, right? You can't make them change. I don't care how much you talk to them until you're blue in the face. People change when they're ready. People change when the universe kicks their ass enough, right? And that's not on our timeline. But the major changes that the Scorpio new moon with Uranus bring in will be challenging for sure for some people, but they're definitely going to have to make some adjustments here. The universal tests will come in too to prove how strong you are, how strong I am. Spirit always knows our strength and they know when to step in, right? God never puts more on us than we can bear. And the Bible says that we can go boldly to the throne of grace, right? This Three of Wands reverse suggests there could be some shame. Maybe you're getting down on yourself for falling for the same, crap over and over. But, we ask for grace. If we make a mistake, we get grace. Grace, grace, and more grace. But that does not mean we keep making the same mistake, okay? Bad choice. Bad choices. It's no longer a mistake. It's you making a bad choice. And ultimately, you're not allowing the life that you want to manifest, right? Because you keep sabotaging yourself. The 48 Laws of Power number 39, stirring up the waters to catch a fish. Like I mentioned, sometimes people will stir you up to get you caught up, right? People will push your buttons. I talk about the analogy of the orange a lot. When you squeeze an orange, only orange juice can come out. It doesn't matter who does the squeezing. So don't let people stir you up and don't stir up other people. Remember, it takes two to fight. And fire agate is here, highly protective. A very good sacral chakra stone that returns negativity to its source. So again, if somebody's trying to stir you up, you got on that fire agate, it goes right back to them. Like, no, you need to handle your shit, okay? Whatever you're going through has nothing to do with me. And there's a lot of that going on, right? This Scorpio new moon is definitely tapping into people's shadow. Okay? People are definitely agitated. Again, they're nervous with this Uranus energy. And sometimes you do need to stir up people's emotion if that is your intention, if you have a reason for doing that. There are specific reasons for, ruffling somebody's feathers. But typically, People are doing this because they don't have anything better to do, because they want to fight, because they're in pain, and they want to project that misery. But fire agate will also promote self-confidence and courage. It's also great for helping you to stop overthinking, which I believe is the seed of self-sabotage, right? I'm going to say that again. Overthinking is the seed of self-sabotage. All right? I hope this reading was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to speaking to you again really soon. Have a wonderful Scorpio new moon. Namaste. Hello, group number 3. Those of you drawn to Black Cat, one of my favorite spirit animal totems. To me, Black Cat represents Bas, the Egyptian god of protection. She protects mothers and babies. So, yeah, I love Bas. I have a statue of her in my room. There's a message here about self-love, definitely. You know, Black Cat is often thought of as bad luck, which is very ridiculous. Black Cat is actually very magical, right? She's a very popular spirit animal because she's a familiar to some witches. Represents flexibility and radical self-love, accepting yourself no matter what anybody else thinks. She knows all the secrets too, like Scorpio energy. And again, this is why they are familiars to witches, right? With the overthinking card here too, Scorpio energy, Black Cat could also indicate that some of you may be studying occult arts to learn more about yourself, to learn more about why you're here, your life purpose, your soul mission, learning the mysteries of the universe, learning how things really work versus what we've been taught. There's a huge unlearning going on right now. I feel like the current world health situation is a huge part of that. People realizing that there's an alternative way to live, and these situations sometimes have to be forced on us, right? Because we get comfortable, we get complacent, we get into overthinking. When stuff happens suddenly, we don't have time to think. Right? We've got to take action. Now, this could be in regards to a love situation, this reading, because we do have a love card here with the mermaids. And both of these mermaids look like they're hugging themselves, but also waiting for their quote-unquote ships to come in. Self-love is always a great place to start when you're looking for love, okay? We don't want to look for love until we have learned to love ourselves, because what we're going to be looking for is ultimately what we are. So if you want love, a specific kind of love, then you need to become that. Okay? Maybe there's somebody here playing games, hoping to get someone to fall in love with them. This often backfires, and it creates a lot of distrust, and it creates a lot of disrespect, right? I don't know about you, but when somebody is playing games with me, playing games with my emotion, I lose respect for them. Both of these mermaids are half in the water and half out, which indicates a need to me for integration, right? Spirit, mind, body connection. Again, with the Scorpio new moon being in hard aspect with Uranus, there could definitely be some unstable energy around. So integration and grounding yourself is going to be highly beneficial. Remembering who you are, remembering what, and when I say integration, that's about remembering too what part of you need to use at that time. So for example, there's times when you follow your heart, when you're focused on your passion, your soul mission, when you're doing that work, you follow your heart. But there's times when you need to use your brain and common sense. Okay, so if this is a love situation and you're sitting around hoping that love will find you, you're living in a fantasy world. You can't expect love to just come and knock on your door. You have to become love, and then you have to go out and be with people. Okay, so I feel like, again, some of you with Black Cat here, you might be trying to be mysterious. You might be a little distrusting. Again, you have to get out. You have to be willing to take a risk and come out of that water. Okay? Come out of the watery depths of your emotion and get into your headspace and think logically. If I want to find love, I've got to go out and meet people. I've got to go out and be love. I've got to go out and see what's out there, right? I don't just have to sit here and wait for my ships to come in. They're coming in, right? But I don't have to be in a space where I am constantly not approving of myself because I don't have love yet. I'm reminded of a Bible verse, James 2:17, faith without works is dead, right? Number 1, 2, 3 is a progress number, right? Sometimes it could be about overthinking too, but it's really about just taking those steps, right? When you find yourself in a situation where you're overthinking, you need to go back to the basics. I feel like there's a strong message here about telepathy too, with Black Cat here and the mermaids. Telepathy can be abused, right? Especially in love situations, if there's a twin flame or soul connection and somebody's scared or somebody's not really willing to put in the work, they'll often send a lot of telepathic messages back and forth, and this could be intentional or unintentional. But again, this will keep somebody waiting, right? Because they're getting this energy, they're getting these messages, and they're like, okay, my person's coming or love is coming, and nobody's taking action. Everybody's staying in their head, right? But ultimately, love does start with you. You start there. That's the first step, right? When it comes to number 1, 2, 3. And then you go out and meet people, take that action. Stop overthinking and making things harder than they are. You can focus on your soul mission right now too, right? Focus on getting your money. Focus on beautification. You can do these things and make it a 24-hour-a-day job if you like, right? You can never love yourself enough. I mean, I'm not talking about being, in vanity or arrogance. I'm talking about really approving and appreciating yourself, right? Treating yourself like you would want someone else to treat you, instead of hoping for somebody else to come in and do that for you. Treat yourself well, and then you'll mirror that to somebody else. And this will also keep you protected from those people that don't have their shit together, that are coming at you and they don't love themselves, right? You won't attract people that are quote unquote lost at sea, lost in the sauce, right? This could be you too. Number 1, 2, 3 is also about asking for guidance with everything, and then taking action on the guidance you get. Even if you're scared, you can do it anyway, right? With the 48 laws of power, number 31, control the options, get others to play the cards you deal. This is to me a dual message, right? So this could be about you trying to control how your love life goes so much to the point where you're overthinking everything and nothing is happening, right? So for example, you'll meet someone and you'll immediately talk yourself out of connecting with this person, right? Or maybe you've had a conversation with this person and they said one thing that triggered you and you're just like, you know what? No. I mean, that's not really making progress. You're not trusting yourself. But then you're staying in this energy of hope. Oh, I'm going to meet the one day. And you will, but you've got to not be afraid to come out of that water, right? If that makes any sense. But this also speaks to self-love, right? When you love yourself, you can control the options and get others to play the cards you deal. You're not playing their cards, they're playing your cards. Like, this is what I require if you're going to stand next to me, if you're going to sit next to me, if you're going to hold my hand. This is how you have to, this is the energy you have to embody, right? And if they're not on that level, then I'm sorry, you can't sit with us, right? You hear my son, you can't sit with us, okay? But work on yourself. And again, don't wait around to be chosen either. Okay? Some of you could be waiting, right, on a particular person, hoping that they'll come back, hoping that you can, right, really focus. Maybe with the overthinking cards, you're projecting thoughts at somebody else who either does not have their shit together or they've moved on, right? For whatever reason, they're not interested in giving you what you require. So you need to keep it moving. Just like black cat. Black cats are very independent, right? You don't have to come pet me. That's how they feel. Like, you don't have to touch me at all. Right? I'm gonna be over here. And the minute I feel like you are on some fuck shit, I'm not gonna let you touch me, period. I mean, so, think about it that way. Right? There's a message here too about psychic abilities and, again, integration. The mermaids here are representing all 4 elements, if you think about it: earth, fire, water, and air. And with purple agate being here as a highly psychic crown chakra stone, I really feel like there's with what the message I'm getting is, through your self-love practices, you're also going to increase your psychic awareness, right? That's one way to do psychic development work, is to focus on self-love. Because when you love yourself, you trust your intuition, you follow it. The more you use your intuition, the stronger it gets. So that's a message for somebody. But purple agate is not only protective of your psychic energy, but it protects your environment as well. So with the mermaids here, again, this could be about, I'm getting a message too that this could be about animal conservation, ocean conservation. So maybe some of you are looking or interested in joining like Sea Shepherd, or donating to, some charity of your choice that works with marine, world, like not marine world, with marine biology, or, improving our oceans. Again, that's a huge theme right now. I want to say by the year 2050, they're predicting that there's not going to be any fish in the ocean, right? That any fish that anyone decides to eat is going to be from a farm. So that's kind of crazy, because that's in our lifetime, right? That's only 29 years from now? Some of us will be around when that happens. And they're saying it could happen even sooner. But anyways, purple agate could also help you to focus on those proverbial ships that are coming in, right? Those goals, those dreams that you have for yourself. Perhaps there is a love interest that you are in, that you want to come towards you, and you're working on yourself. There's 2 reasons people work on themselves. For themselves is the first one, or for somebody else. And I feel like whatever motivates you, whatever makes you get on that path of self-improvement, I am all for it, okay? Purple agate is also going to boost your creativity and it's going to bring in a lot of emotional balance. When I use agate, purple agate, I will typically use it if I feel like I'm being psychically attacked, or if I feel like the environment around me is really chaotic. Like, I live in the city and sometimes there's a lot of police activity around. There's, drug addicts and a lot of just interesting lost souls, right? People lost at sea that live around me. And I feel like sometimes I need to use my purple agate just so that I don't get caught up in that energy, because I am highly empathic and I can feel it. And it's just annoying. I'm like, I got shit to do. I don't want to be connecting to everybody's stuff. So I'll use that with some other crystals, and it helps me to kind of focus in on my thoughts, my intuition, right? And like black cat, purple agate also helps you with authenticity and spiritual cleansing, right? Which Scorpio energy is about as well, that purging, that death and renewal. I definitely feel like with this group, you are going through some major changes and shifts, and it has a lot to do with loving yourself, with accepting yourself, perhaps accepting that you are empathic, accepting that you are psychic, and knowing that you are in charge of your energy. All right? I hope this reading was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to speaking to you again really soon. Have a wonderful Scorpio new moon. Namaste.